Hello. So, it's been a while since we've done one of these. This time we are doing an all-time favorite of mine, Rockin' KATS on NES. Um, this one is a pretty late release NES game. It's 91, I believe. So, not like the tail end when like Kirby's Adventure and Wario's Woods and games like that were coming out. But still fairly late. Came out, I believe, after the Super Nintendo was out. So it is not a super rare game like Little Samson, but it is rare enough. It is fairly valuable. But again, it is one of my all-time favorites. The controls in this especially are just an absolute joy to use. So yeah, I think we'll get into it. Premise of this game is basically you are the hip young jazz cat Willie, whose girlfriend Jill has been kidnapped by a gangster who is also a bulldog named Muggsy, and you have to save her. So, simple enough. This is a little demo sequence, probably playing for the second time here, but it shows all of the various moves you can do. Willie has the punch glove, which basically is like a trick gun with a boxing glove that comes out of it. But you can use that kind of like in Bionic Commando to grab onto ledges and, like, say, that light pole in the background. You can grab onto that street light with it and swing around. Unlike Bionic Commando, you can jump, but the punch glove is kind of the major mechanic, the major hook in this one. And again, just a joy to use. They did a great job with the controls. Some of the best controls on the NES, in my opinion, outside of, Mario, Mega Man, big games like those. So yeah, anyway, let's get into it. You have 5 levels. The first 4 kind of like Mega Man. You can you can choose between, rather. You can choose the order of levels 1 through 4. When all of those have been beaten, then you can unlock level 5, which is the final level, and includes a second round with all of the bosses and mini-bosses from the previous 4 levels. Then there are also some secret bonus levels after the ending, if you stick around, which are by far the hardest part of the game. I shouldn't have much trouble beating the first 5 levels in this. I've had more than enough practice on that. Those special challenge levels at the end, those might give me a run for my money, even as many times as I've played through this. I don't always get through those 4, I think it's 4 or so kind of mini levels of special challenge at the end. I don't always get quite through all of those intact, but I'll explain more about those when we get to them. Then there are also a shopping channel where you can buy power-ups. We have no money to do so at this point. And then there are bonus games, which you have to buy your way into. So again, we can't play any of them at the moment. Despite that you can choose between the first 4 levels, I find that it's really best to just do them in order. So we'll start with Stage 1, Downtown Street, which is the easiest of the levels in the game. And here we go. So, yeah, just kind of a little sampler here of the different moves you can pull off. This was released in Japan originally by Atlas, who developed and published this one. Atlas in the NES era, until very late in the system's history, was primarily a developer only, and had games published by other companies, notably Friday the 13th they did, which was published by LJN. But yeah, they did start publishing a few games on their own towards the end of their the system's lifespan, including Rockin' KATS. Even more rare, they did the Hanna-Barbera Wacky Races game, which I do not have. That one is very hard to find. But that was Atlas, self-published on their own as well. In addition to using the punch glove to swing and bounce around, you can also use it to catch certain items, like that root beer can that fell off the one billboard. and if you don't move... Oops, took a hit there. If you don't move when you land from swinging and throwing yourself, you get the little ta-da pose. But again, this was published in, I think, all 3 major NES markets. Japan, United States, obviously, and Europe. I wasn't able to find a good image of the US cover, despite that being the version I have. So, if you notice in the little box down here, that is actually the PAL region cover. You can tell by the round seal of quality. But yeah, published in Japan first, actually called New York Nyankees there. Nyao being what cats say in Japan instead of meow. And then there's Rockin cats in North America and Europe. This is the first mini-boss. You can hit him directly, or you can catch the eggs that he drops and throw them back at him. I think that might do slightly more damage, or it might actually be the same. Partway through he gets like a second form, but he's really just a little faster at this point. Actually, it's probably because I'm talking. Taking more hits than I usually would be. Here, there we go. Fortunately, you get a health refill when you defeat mini-boss. So this is our little skateboarding section, which doesn't actually affect things. It's kind of like the skateboard level in Turtles 2, in that it doesn't actually affect the controls or anything. They just made it so that the character sprite stands still on the board to give the impression that he's moving on it. But yeah, it's not all that different than any other level when you get right down to it. Another hit. There aren't points in this game. You do get money by defeating enemies and picking up money bags. And you can use that again on the shopping channel and or the bonus games. And we'll do some of that, at least, after this level's over. Little story with this game. The richest I've ever felt was when, as a kid, I sold a bunch of like old toys at a yard sale. My town had an annual yard sale day, so I sold a bunch of old toys and stuff, and I made about $150, which was by far the most money I ever had at one time at that point. And I went to KB Toys, and with that $150, I bought this game, the very cartridge I'm playing right now. I didn't get the drop down there. But yeah, the very cartridge I'm playing right now, Rockin KATS, Super Mario Bros. 3, and a Game Genie. And I'm walking out of KB with all 3 of those things, the Game Genie, the Mario 3, and the Rockin KATS cart. That's, again, by far the richest I've ever felt. Yeah, just a little fun story with this one. I had rented this from Video Cave a few times prior. Video Cave was the video store I mentioned in the last Let's Play video I did with Knights of the Round, because that Knights of the Round cartridge was actually originally Video Cave's rental cart. But I didn't buy this game there. I bought this pretty much at the first opportunity I had, which was when I got my money from the yard sale. So, yeah. Anyway, he'll just keep swinging if I don't push anything, so let's go into this pipe, and this will be the final, well, not the final boss, the boss of level 1, which is the Bull Band. This little walk up to the boss, you have these falling stage lights to dodge. You can catch them again, but there's no enemies here, so there's no real reason to. Help me, Willie! Wait, I'm coming as fast as I can. Hey, Willie, I will not give Jill to you. I'll give you some of my heavy sound. Hit it, Bull Band. And despite this heavy sound descriptor, the Bull Band seems to be dressed more like the Mighty Mighty Blosstones than anything. They're not too hard. Sometimes I try to get cute and try to, like, continually bounce off the singer as he pops up. It's basically a whack-a-mole style boss. You can actually hit the other band members up at the top, and if you hit them enough times, they disappear, and you get a small heart, which just refills 1 heart on your meter, which I may want to do, actually. You don't have to do that, though. The only one you have to hit is the singer that keeps popping up out of the holes. So that's what I was trying to do, to bounce off the singer and dodge the stage lights when they fall, also. Alright, so I'll stop talking and get into a little bit of a rhythm, no pun intended here. There we go. So yeah, not terribly hard. It's first boss. And there's Jill. You save her at the end of each chapter. Then she gets re-kidnapped, so she's a real Princess Peach type. Except Princess Peach actually was not always kidnapped, and actually was often a highly powerful player character starting in Super Mario Bros. 2. But be that as it may. Alright, so before we go to Stage 2, let's go first... How much money do we have? We have $448. Let's get a little more. We'll go to... There's 3 games. There's Roulette, Basketball, Pipe Toss. Pipe Toss is the most expensive, but potentially you can get the most money back out of it, so we'll do that one. So basically you just have to catch these balls as they drop and throw them into the pipes. There's one. I always aim for the $70 one at the top. It's the hardest to hit, but again, you just have to hit it a few times and you already are coming out with more money than you put in. So potentially we could actually buy all of the power-ups in one shot here if we get enough money out of this pipe to us. There we go. You get, if you get 10 baskets on it, you automatically end the game because it only can register that many scores. Sorry, 8, not 10. But yeah, that's $560. So we should actually be able to go to the shopping channel and buy all of the items here. Actually, yeah, not quite enough for all of them, but one of them, the bomber, is really only useful in Stage 4, so we can hold off on that one. The twin balls. You said twin balls. The twin balls is actually probably the best of these items, so we want that for sure. Alright, then we'll get the hammer punch. The hammer punch replaces the punch gun, the head of it, the boxing glove, basically, with the spiked ball. And it does double damage, but you can't grab onto ledges or anything. You can't swing around with the hammer punch equipped. But it can be useful, so grab that. And 408 we have left, so we can get the jet sneakers also. And they basically let you hold down the jump button after you jump and kind of float down. Little Princess Peach and Mario 2 like. So yeah, we'll get those. We'll get the bomber after Stage 2. And we shouldn't have to bother actually doing the bonus game unless we want to, you know, just max out 1-ups. Because you can buy 1-ups also. But yeah, we'll go to Stage 2, which is Sky Ace, kind of airplane themed, obviously. So we'll switch to the twin balls. The twin balls basically just gives you like this ranged attack out of your punch glove. You can still swing around and bounce and everything with it equipped. But yeah, it just gives you that little bit of extra reach, which can be very, very helpful in quite a few spots in the game. Unless you're specifically... See, like, I don't have to go all the way up to these bomb-throwing guys. I can just hang back or stay on the ground and hit them with the twin balls. So yeah, they called it twin balls. It is what it is. But, yeah, it's a useful power-up for sure. The Willy face there, obviously, is a 1-up. The hearts are health refills. There are small hearts which only restore 1 heart at a time, and then there's big ones which restore your full health bar. For some reason, the big hearts actually seem to be more common in the game, but screwed that up. There we go. Alright, so this is a little flying section where basically you remain stationary on the top of the plane and the enemies fly towards you. I haven't played this in a long time, since last year at least, so I am a little bit out of practice. Plus I'm talking. So. I am doing worse than usual, although we still haven't lost a life or anything. So I'm actually going to, for this section, switch to the hammer punch, because this blimp we're flying under will have little gun turrets on it, and they take a few hits with regular attacks, but the hammer punch will knock them out at once. And then when we get to this guy, we'll switch back to the twin balls, because this is normally the way to fight this guy is to catch when he throws these big green balls. You catch those and throw them back. But with the twin balls, you can hit them at range, and it just makes it easier. They also let you move around on the top of the plane when you're fighting him. That's also helpful. And when he does that, like, thing where he lowers down on top of you, you actually really want to drop down on the tail of the plane. But we got him anyway. Alright, so for this little section inside the blimp, we'll switch to the jet shoes. That's what those do. They just make some jumps a little bit easier. And we'll go back to the... use the hammer punch for these, because these guys take a few hits. The hammer punch can also actually knock away some projectiles that other attacks are not able to. And we're going to switch to the shoes here. I normally like to be facing the other way on these hooks, but we can make do. Yeah, these gear things actually take the most hits of any enemies in this section. So, go to the hammer punch, take those out, go to the shoes. Here, there's actually two pipes going down. Normally, it's difficult to get into the second one, but if you land on the rim so you don't actually go into the pipe and then bounce yourself back up, take out this gear, then you can grab a one-up and then you can go down the left-hand pipe, which goes to the same place. But here you have two choices, and I actually accidentally despawned that one up, but that's okay. I think we're at the boss. We'll go with the twin balls, and this is going to be the... It's Mumsy's machine. I forget if it actually has a name. This is the end for you. My power hits just his machine, I guess. So yeah, obviously you want to hit the face in the middle. The hands come down and do different attacks. You can actually take out the hands, and then they'll become replaced by hooks. If you take out all the hands, it actually changes the villain's attack pattern. It will start spinning and actually come down. So it's actually best to not take out all of the hands. As I knock one out there. But yeah, it's best to try to leave at least one hand intact. So he keeps this relatively easy attack pattern. Just two hands down. There we go. So yeah, that's that boss down. This is, I think, Willy has a different response to "Thank you, Willy, I love you" in each level. I think this one is "Let's go back to New York." Just let's get out of here. I think, yeah, it's the Wild West level. He says, "Let's go back to New York." Okay, so we probably won't need it till level 4, since we're doing them in order, but because we have the money, I'll grab the bomber here, all the same. So we have all the power-ups. So Channel 3 is Playland, it's an amusement park theme. Twin balls again. Actually, Hammer Punch might be good here, because if these guys actually succeed in throwing their plates, you can knock them away with the Hammer Punch. You can also hit the test of strength thing and ring the bell, which doesn't actually serve any purpose, but it's just a fun little thing you can do. One up. Get the health. These spikes you can actually hit with your hammer punch also. Alright, so we'll bounce up here, get that money, and then we go into the haunted house area, I guess, or haunted cemetery. The two main enemies here are these ghost dogs, and there's the witches that fly by. The witches are actually a bigger threat because the little sparkles of magic they throw can hurt you. The ghost dogs just cling on to you, but if you shoot upwards, you'll knock them away. So here's the mini boss, like the big ghost dog head. He's a little tougher than the mini bosses we've had so far. Usually, he will split into 4 mini ghost dogs. There it goes. Reforms. No real secret here, you just have to kind of keep hitting them. There he goes. Alright. Alright, so here we'll go with the shoes. That money. There we go. So the, if you go fall in the water, it's instant death. These crocodile guards are actually like the crocodiles in Pitfall, like the original Pitfall. Probably intentionally, they're probably like an homage. But you can briefly stand on them and then they open their mouths. And if you're standing on them when they open their mouths, you fall in the water and die. Really has an idle animation, kind of like Sonic, by the way. So anyway, yeah, so you can hop on the gators, but you want to hop right back off. And you can actually hit them enough that they go away. So here, switch to the hammer punch because you can knock away the projectiles the roller coaster guys throw, and you can also take out these guns like the same ones the blimp had in the last level. You can take them out in one hit. And I am sucking today. But again, we still haven't lost a life at least, so we have that going for us. There's a small heart, which again is somewhat more rare than the big hearts, which is a little odd, because they're obviously the lower ranking power-up. So there's a trick here, which I've never actually seen in another playthrough on YouTube, where you drop down as soon as the skyride starts and you can swing around on it. You'll actually automatically hit enemies or avoid them that way. So that's how I usually do this section, and again, I haven't seen that done, and I'm sure there's one somewhere, but I haven't seen that done in any other, like, playthrough videos of this game. There we go. The bats are some of the most annoying enemies in the game. They appear in a few later levels also, including some of the special challenge levels at the end, which is a real pain when they show up there. So I think this is the boss door. Yeah. Help me, Willy. I'm counting as fast as I can. It's time for some more fun. Clown dog showtime. Clap, clap. I like the idea that he's actually saying clap, clap, and not actually applauding. But yeah, this is, I would say, probably the toughest of the first 4 level bosses. Because he will eventually start spinning around the room like this. He goes around twice, you have to jump over him. And then he starts jumping up and down and throwing gears, and that's when you can hit him. If you don't take out the dog face that he was riding on in the background, he'll actually go back into that, and then you can't hit him at all when he's in that. You can only hit the dog face thing. So you want to take that out first. But yeah, he's, of the 4 main bosses other than the final boss, I think this is the toughest one. Oh. There it goes. That was a little close, but got him. Don't do that, I'm embarrassed. Alright. So, one more level before we can unlock level 5. One up, since we have the money. Actually, forget offhand if you can carry more than 9 lives. I think 9 might be the max. Makes sense, he's a cat, but we'll switch to the bomber here. So this is like the one level where the bomber actually comes in handy. That basically, instead of the twin walls shooting forward, when you have the bomber equipped, your gun launches a little bomb that goes in an arc. Which you can hit things with the bomb before it hits the ground and explodes, or the explosion can also damage things. It's, yeah, for some reason it's only really useful, I find, in this Wild West level. And here's a joke I don't quite know how Nintendo let slip through, considering their censorship at the time. The cat house here in the background. I mean, it's a good pun. But yeah, I'm surprised Nintendo, family-friendly as they tried to be at the time, actually let that one slide. Nobody noticed it, I guess. These hat guys, the guys that hide in their hats, of course you can only hit them when they're popped out of their hats. They're kind of like Matt's in Mega Man. With the bomber can make them a little easier to defeat. Let him go. Nintendo did make them change the root beer signs in the first level. In the Japanese version, I believe those just say, like, New York beer. And Nintendo had it changed to root beer. But yeah, Cat House got through it. And there's one other joke, which is, it only, I believe, appears in the bonus levels, but there is an enemy design in this that's a little questionable for the family-friendly image, too. I mean, obviously today, these, like, Native American stereotypes wouldn't fly, but yeah, at the time, there's one enemy design that, for the time, is a little surprising it got through. I'll point it out when we get to it. Alright, so twin balls here. This is the hardest mini-boss. Also the most stereotypical, but yeah, the hardest mini-boss because you have these dancing guys in front of you that go back and forth, and the wind actually pushes you to the left. The twin balls help somewhat. Making this video is probably the most times I've said the phrase twin balls in one go, also. So, got that going for me, which is nice. shoes. Yeah, the shoes are helpful for this. They tend to be most helpful for vertical sections like this, and the one in the blimp in the second stage. So, this section's coming up, actually. Down there. I actually don't remember this many of these bulldog guys coming out. Okay, so we jump over those spikes, we get to the boss section. This will be Big Eagle. The spikes. See, if you hit him when he's flying by, you can get him to drop the rocks. If you can reach him. And then when he swoops down, you duck. Or die. Thought I was gonna get through this on one life, but that's okay. We still have 10, so we actually don't have a 9 life limit, like I was thinking. Whoops. Okay. There it goes. Alright, so we lost 1 life. Oh well. We still have 10 in reserve. Anyways, let's go back to New York. Alright, so Channel 5 is unlocked. Do one more trip to the shopping channel, grab 1 more extra life to make up for the one we missed. Go. And once you go to level 5, you can't go back to the shopping of the bonus channels. So again, this is like a culmination of everything we've seen in the first 4 levels. All the enemies repeat, including all of the bosses and mini-bosses. And you get a pretty rockin' soundtrack for it. You get these Michael Jackson dogs that moonwalk up and then throw their hat. Next time one of these guys comes up, we'll go so you can see what he does. Yeah, see? Clear Michael Jackson reference. This building that repeats in the background, but clearly based on the the Macy's Thanksgiving Day / Christmas decor. This you can actually use to farm money, but there's no real point to doing that because you can't go to the shopping channel anymore. It would just be for bragging rights, I guess. Here's the gangster dogs from Stage 1 show up again. This jazz club building kind of looks like the Cotton Club. I assume that's what they were going for. I never quite got this. I guess it's supposed to be like a nightclub light show or something, but yeah, I never quite got this building interior. These semi-invisible guys and this like dog face that chases you up it. See it coming at the bottom. At the end of this section, you fight the whole band, the boss of Stage 1 again. Hammer punch this time. We're in Central Park. This is actually the one place in the game where the paths diverge. You can either drop down into the sewer in this hole here, and at the end of that you fight the ghost dog head, or you can stay above ground and you fight the totem pole dog. If you go this way. This way's better, I think. It's a little easier. It starts repeating some of the Stage 3 enemies and obstacles. It's the diving birds from the Sky Ride. Another one up. I think there is a one up in the sewer also if you do go on the other path, so I don't think that affects how many lives you can get or anything. Yeah, this way you fight the bird and then the totem pole. You might actually fight the totem pole guy either way. I think the super path might actually come out right before the totem pole boss. So yeah, I think it's actually a choice, if I'm remembering right, between the bird here and the ghost dog. Although I could be wrong. Maybe, yeah, it doesn't matter. So since we don't have the danger of falling off a ledge, like we did the first time we fought him, I'll use the twin walls instead of the rocket shoes. And I used the twin walls the first time. Yeah, whatever. Top of the building to fight the big eagle again. springboard to, I don't know, some sort of island. Must be Staten Island or something, I don't know. Roosevelt Island, formerly known as Blackwell's Island, formerly known as Welfare Island. It's the machine from stage 2 again. These crusher things you can actually defeat even easier with the hammer punch than the regular fist, but they do take a number of hits. I cornered myself on that one. That's tough to get. I assume they're supposed to be boulders, but these things rolling towards you always look like oranges to me. Clam Dog, and I think that's the last of it. The big bosses we have to fight again. Rhythm going here. Okay, your thunder outside. Yeah, until you get to the bonus levels, this right here is the hardest part of the entire game, where you have to swing between these wheels without falling in the water. Like I just did. trick is to actually punch after you swing from each one to cancel the swing animation. Jet shoes help a little bit too. There we go. Oop. This will be the end for you. Yeah, this is second to last boss, the first original boss for Stage 5, Mr. Kong. That can't be a comfortable way to get hit. But that is the trick when he goes to the left side of the screen. You want to try to get under him. He throws his pocket link at you. So the only boss left is Muggsy himself. I think this is Muggsy, so we'll switch to our old reliable twin balls. Yeah, this is final boss. But again, there are the special challenge levels after this. So we'll see if we can do those too. The twin balls help a lot in this fight, just because you get that extra range. You can hit them from more or less halfway across the screen. If you don't have the twin balls, the easiest thing to do is to actually just kind of wait for the bombs to fall, and you can grab those and throw them back. See what I mean, eventually. And then just kind of hit him when he gets close enough. And those bombs, I'm pretty sure you can actually grab with the punch glove before they explode. Got him. So yeah, basically we'll watch the ending here, and then pick up the controller again when when we get to the bonus levels. Nice little New York scene here. Not wholly dissimilar from the trading montage in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! Got a nice background. Let's go. Muggsy falling back to Earth. comes a real Rockin cat. Hey, Adrian. So I'm just petting Adrian while the credits run here. Yeah, 1991. Memorable music. It's very catchy, especially this theme. Alright, here we go. Let's fight one more round. I got money and items. Now, when you start, and actually throughout these levels, you do not have money and items. It takes away all of your money, all of your extra lives. There are no money or health power-ups. You cannot go to the shopping channel. So you're left with just your punch club here and 2 lives. And that is it. And these are, again, much harder than the first several levels. And here's the enemy that I'm surprised they got away with. The Flasher Rat. Look at that. Again, it could be one of those things like Bionic Commando, Hitler's head exploding at the end, where the testers just never got this far to see that and make them change it. Because again, they did make them change the beer sign into a root beer sign in stage 1. So yeah, somehow they missed the Flasher Rat. This is an annoying jump right here. So that is kind of it. You have no items, so basically you're just kind of left at the mercy of your mastery of the controls in these bonus stages. Actually despawn and then respawn the Flasher Rat there. So, there we go. Ah! Screwed that up. Oh man. I thought I had gotten through this first section pretty well, but... It'd actually be easier to swing backwards on the hook, but it's kind of hard to line that up to how short that pipe on the bottom left is. Ah! Screwed it up again. Alright, there we go. This part is hard. They're all hard in this section. This is extremely difficult, though. Getting across these spikes without taking any hits or anything. Basically, have to, like, jump backwards. If you do get hit, you can use your invincibility frames to your advantage. This right here, this is probably the most annoying section of the entire game. Not good, I'm actually doing pretty well so far. There is actually a password. This game does have a password system, even though it's not really that long. And there is actually a password that will take you straight to these bonus stages so you can practice. Whew. Yeah, and I don't have... This is, again, swinging from hook to hook over water, and I don't have any jet shoes to help. So just gonna have to do this. It's almost a Zen thing. It's almost like you can't think about this while you're doing it. Ah! Damn. Did good up to this point. Ah! Son of a... Ah, damn it. That's it. Yeah. I should just practice those bonus stages. I have beaten them. I've beaten them a number of times. You know what? We're not going out like that. We'll do one more try on the bonus stages. I actually did good until that hook thing. They let you have the jet shoes. It'll make all the difference in the world. Ah. Another flasher rat. We'll do it this way. No, you have to. Can't quite reach it that way. You have to bounce across from the pipe here. One hit left. Nope. There we go. Just one backwards. There we go. That's not what I was trying to do. That's one way to do it. Bounce up and then get hit so you land on top of the platform. Ah! Oh. Ah, son. Trying to keep it G-rated here. There we go. Alright. I have 2 lives left, including this one. Oh, wow. Yeah, that right there, that's the hardest part of the entire game. And now, this part's actually kind of cool. Like, I wish there was, like, you know, more sections like this where you just have to, like, bounce your way around with the punch gun. It's almost like a wall jump kind of thing you have to do. Not exactly, but that's the effect anyway. Alright, here we go. Bring it, Muggsy. We have no twin balls to help us here. We are ballless. I'm sorry. Ah, one more life. We can do this. Show him how we do it downtown. And again, you kind of get into almost like a Zen rhythm. You know, you're just not even thinking, just reacting. A lot of games from this era, especially, that's kind of what you have to do. We don't have as much range since we don't have the twin balls. We also can't use the hammer punch to do more damage at a time. So yeah, we're just kind of using our wits here, but I think we can do this. Ah. Fortunately, the spikes aren't instant death. They just take a hit. Got him. Whew. Alright, so 2 tries on the bonus level. Only lost 2 lives, I think, on the, was it 3? But yeah, we did pretty good, even when I'm a little bit rusty on the main game. The bonus levels, again, took us 2 tries. I would have liked to have done it in 1, but, yeah, that's how it crumbles cookie-wise, I guess. And yeah, you get the same ending here, same credit roll. We'll sit through it, but I don't think it moves around again or anything, as I recall. It just, I think at this point it'll move us back to the title screen. Same ending sequence. Would have been nice if they had a little extra, you know, something for beating the bonus levels. Yeah, I actually wonder if, after you beat the main game, when Muggsy comes up after the credits and says, I have money and items, I wonder if that was a mistranslation, and maybe it was supposed to say, I have your money and items, since, again, you don't have any of them. Yeah, that actually doesn't even run the credits again, it just moves you back to the title screen. But that's alright. Quick, while we're here, I'll show you the password entry screen for this. Yeah, like, was this necessary for a 5-level, a game that has 5 levels and then bonus levels? You have upper and lowercase letters for the passwords, you have, like, zodiac symbols, you have musical notes, you have playing card suits, numbers, shapes. Like, did it need to be that complicated, guys? I mean, I'd argue whether it really needed a password at all. Certainly the one good thing with the password is there is the secret one that, you can look it up on GameFAQs, by the way. I don't know it offhand, but there is a password that goes straight to the bonus stages. Yeah, this is a little excessive, I think. Anyway, that's DanPlays Rockin' KATS. Again, an all-time favorite game, so glad to share it. It is a little bit of a rare one nowadays, but if you can get your hands on it, legitimately or by other means, definitely check this one out. Again, especially the controls alone really make this a joy to play. So yeah, check out Rockin' KATS. Anyway, we'll see you soon with something else. Have a good one. Hit like and subscribe, and take care.